All right, Four Seasons, here we go. We've got a lot of things working, but there's a few things that we need to fix yet. So I looked into this audio thing, right? So spring is there. I go to summer, and if I inspect my elements, we saw that it was definitely changing the source, but it needs to reload is essentially the problem. So even if I pause and play, it's just continuing on, right? It's not reloading. So we have to, in our JavaScript, actually tell this audio element, right? We have to tell this audio element here to reload. So I'm going to select this audio element, and basically there's a load method that we can do. Now, I could give this audio element an ID, but instead of giving it an ID, let's use this query selector. So I'm going to go document.querySelector and audio. Right? Query selector basically selects kind of by element, right? Kind of like your CSS selectors. So this will select all audio elements. If there were multiple elements on the page, it would just find the first one. Okay? So anyway, that should get that audio element, and we just have to go .load. All right, so we've updated the source, and then we tell it to load. And let's see if that works now. So right now it's the 334 spring. If I hit summer, right, you can see it forced the reload on it, and now it should be the summer one, which is much calmer apparently. Okay, anyway, that's working now. Good. The other thing we had to do was, well, let's get that working for all of them now. So I'm just going to copy that, and after I update the source of my that source element with the song, I need to make sure I load. Okay, and then we were also going to do the the background. So I'm just going to actually copy and paste this, and instead of that, we'll go get element by ID on the season title. And you know what? Just to group our code, it looks like we did that up here, so we'll do that. But I want to change the text color, so I just go color. And I'm going to cut and paste that over here. Okay? Just so that we could change the content of the title and also its color. So I'll copy that and we'll paste that here. But summer has a different color. Copy and paste. Oops, got an extra hashtag there. And then what am I doing here? And then we'll copy and paste here, and copy and paste here, and just update those colors for autumn, and update this color for winter. So now when I go to summer, cool, the background and the color of that change, autumn, winter, and it's also changing these songs too, right? The times are changing. So this is the autumn music. Cool. Okay, what else do we want to do? Oh yeah, the final thing. Actually, let's go to our notes here just to recap. So we're focusing on modifying the web page content and style. So this element content, right? We were using the get element by ID to get the element, and then we can go inner HTML is assigned. Oops. Is assigned something, right? Put in a string. And then the attributes, kind of the same thing, right? We found an element and we did dot attribute, whether it's source. You could actually change like the href of links, so links will take you to different places. So any attribute is assigned something. For styles, again, we selected the element and you go dot style dot property is assigned something. Remember, you can't do, there's no dashes here, so you have to use camel casing instead. And camel casing is that camel casing, like that. Okay, what we need to do yet is add and remove classes. And we did look at the query selector, right? And we'll just make a quick note there. This selects elements by CSS selectors, kind of, right? Okay, So the last thing is classes, and remember that in our style sheet we have this active class which has a box shadow, and we initialize Spring to be the class active because that's what the web page starts at. Right? When I refresh my page, it starts off on the Spring image, the Spring song, the Spring background, the Spring heading, all that stuff. But as soon as I change it, I want this to be the active button to show what button's currently set. Okay. To do that, it's actually not that tough. There is, let's start with summer here. Let's start with, what do I do again? I need to select this element. So let's go to our HTML and think, oh yeah, these buttons have these IDs. Cool. So I need to go document.get element by ID. And summer, so that'll get the button, and then there's a property called classList, which basically is a list of all the classes that this thing has, and we can go .add. All right, and inside of this we just give it the name of a class, so active. Cool. So let's copy and paste this into here, and we'll change this to autumn, which is the ID of the autumn button, and then copy and paste again, and winter. We'll save that, and now when I click summer, cool, it added the shadow, added the shadow, added the shadow. However, now all of them are highlighted, right? So what I need to do is I need to tell the other ones to turn off when and highlight just the one that I've clicked. All right. So guess what? If there's an add, there's also a remove. So, oh, and I should have also had it on Spring because we're going to remove it from Spring. We're going to have to also add it back again. Okay, let's add some comments here because this is kind of two groups now. I'm going to, set content and style. And then here I'm going to add a comment for add/add and remove classes. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this 4 times for the 4 buttons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And basically, if I've clicked the spring button, I want to add the active class to spring, but I want to remove it from all of the other ones. Right? So it should add active to spring, remove from all the other ones. Cool. And if I copy and paste this, let's replace this with that. And what we should do now is this will be remove, but we change summer to add. Cool. And then for autumn, do the same thing. Let's replace that. And again, change that to remove, and we'll add active to autumn. And last but not least is winter. Paste that. I'm going to format this, so the tabbing, if I go format document or Shift-Alt-F, should automatically tab for me. And again, we'll remove active from all of them and add it to the winter one. Okay, let's add a space here. That's good. Let's copy this comment to have it for the other ones as well. Okay, so yeah, this section is mainly the content and styles and sources, I guess, too. And then this is the classes for that navigation bar. Cross our fingers, hopefully this works. Dunk! Awesome, so it removed it. And if it didn't have it, it still tried to remove, but it didn't. That doesn't cause an error, hopefully. No, these are weird. I don't know what that's doing. Clear. Okay, autumn, winter. So that kind of adds a nice effect that you can see which one. Well, obviously you can see which one you're on, but still it shows you kind of that change in your navigation bar as well. Okay, cool. All right, that is it for this one, winter, yeah, okay, that's still updating. All right, that's it. Quick review, we've got this searching for elements using query selector and get element by ID, right, are the ways that we can search for elements. And then we're able to modify the web page by changing the content, changing attributes, changing styles, adding and removing classes. We're making these web pages alive. All right. This one's pretty much done. If you wanted to play around with this, you could think of something you wanted to change, you could. Students have made programs similar to this. I know someone in the past has made like Android versus Apple, right? Where you click, do you like Android or do you like Apple? And then content of the web page changes based on what you like, or you could really do anything. So feel free to play around with this program or make one similar to it where you're updating the content based on these events. All right, that's it. Hope that made sense, and we'll see you in the next video. We're going to start getting user input where the user can type in input in like input boxes and stuff instead of just click input. Okay, take care. See you next video.